Why didn't I think of this? I'm such an idiot. This is the simplest, most versatile, most effective golf training aid I've ever come across. It's called the Strike Wedge, and it's insane. It can help you fix your fat shots, your shanks, your toe strikes, your angle of attack, your low point, even your swing path. And it does all this without even using video or changing your golf swing. It works on a very simple premise that it can give you some quality feedback, whether you're chipping, hitting an iron or a wood, or even your driver. It's so versatile, it's so simple, and it's orange. And you know I love orange. It comes with a couple of little walls here that just attach clip-on simply to the Strike Wedge, and it comes in a nifty little orange box. Light, portable, versatile, fits in your golf bag. It's amazing. G'day golfers, I'm Glenn Haynes. Welcome to Aussie Golf Pros, where we help you be the best golfer you can be. In today's video, we're going to show you how you can use the Strike Wedge to help you to improve so many aspects of your game. Let's start with a simple chip and run shot. I've got a pitching wedge. I'm going to place the Strike Wedge 3 inches behind the golf ball. There's a little guide in the Strike Wedge box there that tells you how far behind the ball you should be placing the Strike Wedge depending on what type of shot and what club you're hitting. And all it's going to do is just encourage you to hit the grass in the right spot. Where a lot of golfers struggle with this shot is they hit the grass too far back, too behind the ball. And this external focus of attention, rather than thinking about body mechanics and swing positions, the Strike Wedge is just going to encourage you to get the club into a better spot. Nice and clean. Didn't hit the Strike Wedge. And that's the whole point. If I hit the Strike Wedge, and that's fine, that's feedback. So let's put it down there again. So let's say I hit the grass too early. I've clipped the Strike Wedge, and that's feedback. That's telling me that I've bottomed out too early, I've hit the grass too early, I'm not going to get the proper contact that we desire. Now you might decide that, I really want to hit down on this, the Scotty Scheffler style. Let's get the Strike Wedge 2 inches behind the ball and get this really trap shot. You know how Scotty likes to get onto his front foot and really hit the ball first and trap it, that spinny shot. And the Strike Wedge is going to encourage you, by getting closer, it's going to encourage you to change your angle of attack. You don't have to think about it technically, just focus on missing the Strike Wedge. Works great for long shots too. That's a 7-iron. We just moved the Strike Wedge back a little bit further, but the premise is the same. We're encouraging a ball first, then turf contact. So we're focusing on the angle of attack, slightly downward, and a low point that is just after the golf ball. You don't really have to think about all that stuff. The external focus of attention, having the wedge there, just encourages you to hit that turf in a better spot. And it's unbreakable. It can take a beating, and that's what it's there for. If you clip it, that's great feedback. It's letting you know the club's not quite in the right spot, and you will improve. Now it gets really exciting. This is where this simple and effective training aid really comes into its own. Centeredness of strike. If you're heeling or shanking shots, or you're striking shots out of the toe, then this is where we can really help with this aid. So it comes with 2 walls, an angled wall and a straight wall. We're going to start with the straight wall, and it just clips on to the original Strike Wedge nice and easily like that. And then we position the Strike Wedge behind, about 4 inches back from the 7-iron from the ball. Now, if you're hitting it out the heel, you're going to allow that club to drift out. You're going to hit the wall. So we're working on low point, getting the grass in the right spot, as well as restricting that heel. It's working as a barrier, and it's encouraging you to get that club in a little bit closer to you rather than allowing the club to drift away. And if you hit it, that's feedback. No heel strike there because I've missed the wall. I've still hit the grass in the right spot, but the club has come down more on the inside, and I reckon I hit that right out the middle. And what about if you're toe striking? Let's use the other wall. Goes the other side. And this one clips on at an angle, just like that. And this time, the training aid is going to go on the inside. So the angle is to match the angle of the hosel and the shaft. And if you're toe striking, then you're going to hit the wall on the way through. Again, it's an incentive to get the club into a better position. And it might encourage you to over-exaggerate the chain, to actually hit it out the heel when you've been toe striking. There's nothing wrong with that. That's called differential training. All right, now, this is where I tend to get a little bit, sometimes I get a little bit toe strike, so let's make sure that I miss that wall. And I just clipped it. That's brilliant, that's feedback. And then we try again, see if we can miss the wall. It needs to be nice and close, it can't be too easy, you won't get the proper feedback. Let's see if I can miss that wall this time. That's better. That's what the feedback's for, to encourage you to make that change without thinking technically, an external focus of attention. Let's talk about swing path. So if your swing path is too much from the inside and you're hitting push shots and hooks, then you turn the strike wedge around, get the straight wall, clip it in there, and then we can adjust depending on how tough we want to make this. So we can just pop it here like this, and this is going to sort of stop you coming from the inside, or we can make it tougher and bring it right back to here so that it really is going to encourage the club to stay in front so that you're not hitting that block and that hook. And if you're coming over the top, then we can pop this back on the side, clip it in there, and then this way. So again, if you're coming over the top, just move it further back here, so your club is going to come around here and you'll hit the strike wedge on the way down. Again, providing feedback and an incentive. I guarantee you to have the strike wedge there, that's going to encourage you to approach the ball from the inside and stop that over the top shot. Let's try it. So with the training aid set behind and just outside the golf ball, that's going to encourage an approach from the inside and hitting a draw. There you go, lovely little draw. Oh, maybe I've overdone it a fraction. Just on the edge. Let's have a go with the fade now. This time it will be very difficult for me to hit the draw. Because of the position of the strike wedge, I'd want to approach from the inside. I'm going to clip it. As it's positioned this way, it's going to encourage me to swing slightly out to in to keep the club in front of me as I come into the golf ball and then produce that fade. Let's have a go. Oh, maybe faded a little bit too much. But you can see how you can train yourself to hit the different shots using the strike wedge as an external focus of attention. You can improve your driving as well. This is even simpler. With the driver, we want to hit slightly up on the golf ball. So let's use the strike wedge to encourage that motion. All we need to do is miss it as we come through. If we're hitting down on it and compressing, then we're going to clip the strike wedge on the way through. Let's just simply saw that ball over it and the driver as well and get the launch conditions that we're after. Nice high launch and an upward angle attack. Easy. Well, I'll certainly be using the strike wedge for my coaching and for my own game from now on. It does come with a little training guide, but we're going to expand on that, and we've got a link in the description below, and just over here you can download that for free, all about how to use the strike wedge to improve many aspects of your game. And our viewers can also benefit from 10% off right now, and the link is also in the description below. Enjoy. And one thing that the strike wedge doesn't help you with is topping the ball. But to improve and fix that aspect of your game, watch this video next. Thanks so much for watching. We look forward to your company next week. Are you the best golfer you can be?